Okay, we have another example of making Grandma's special chocolate chip cookies. So we can see that we have the cups of sugar down here on the x-axis and the dozen of cookies on the y-axis. So letter A, we're going to record the coordinates from the graph, and then we want to state what do these order pairs represent. Just so we have enough room, we're just going to do a few of them. So let's do this point here, and we'll just choose to do these three that I've highlighted, circled, made them a little bit bigger in red. Okay, so our first coordinate is going to be 0, 0. Our next coordinate is 1, 2, 3, 4 is the x value, and then up to 6 for the y value. And then our next one is 16, go over 16, and then up to 24. All right, so we're going to talk about what do these ordered pairs represent. Well, right here at the origin, 0, 0, well, the x is talking about the cups of sugar, and the y is talking about the dozen of cookies. So that means that 0 cups of sugar makes 0 cookies, which, duh, that makes sense. So 0 cups of sugar makes 0 dozen of cookies. Okay, let's talk about the next one. So at 4 cups of sugar, it makes 6 dozen cookies. So 4 cups of sugar makes 6 dozen cookies. And then the last one, this one would mean that 16 cups of sugar makes 24 dozen of cookies. So all we're doing is just looking at the context of the situation. All right, letter B. So Grandma has 1 remaining cup of sugar. How many dozen cookies will she be able to make? And then we're going to plot the point on the graph above. So we can look and we can estimate, okay, I know 1 cup of sugar is right here, and we can estimate somewhere in between 1 and 2 because it falls right here, but we're not quite sure. So we need to figure it out. The way we're going to do this is by using our unit rate. And remember, we can figure that by doing y over x, which is that constant of proportionality. So we can take any one of our points. So I'm just going to take this first one here. So I'm going to do 6 over 4. So 6 over 4 here. This simplifies to 3 over 2. That is the same as 1.5. So what that means is that for every 1.5 dozen of cookies, it takes 1 cup of sugar. Because remember, this was dozen of cookies per cups of sugar. So in the end, it takes 1.5 dozen of cookies. It takes 1 cup of sugar. Well, if we're looking, that's what we're trying to find. We were trying to find that unit rate. How many cookies can we make with 1 cup of sugar? So that means our ordered pair would be the point 1, 1.5. Or you could write it as 1, 3 over 2. Either way would be fine. And then we can see we've already plotted our point right here. So that's at 1, 1.5 because it is halfway between 3 and 2. Okay, how many dozen cookies can Grandma make if she has no sugar? Can you graph this on the coordinate plane provided above, and what do we call this point? Well, if she has no sugar, she can't make any cookies. So if she has no sugar, she can make no cookies. And we can graph that on the coordinate plane, and we can already see that right here. And so that is at 0, 0. So the point is 0, 0 and is called the origin.